106.7 Lights FM.
106.7 Light FM. It's Covey, it's Christine, and our guest today, William DeMeo, who's got a hit series on Amazon. Nice to see you, William.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Congratulations on Gravesend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And for keeping it close to home here in Brooklyn.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, in that's where I grew up, and we shot. Most of the show is shot right on locations in the neighborhood of Gravesend and all over Brooklyn.
You know, just hear him. When I hear you talk, I feel like I owe you money. like, could you get money out of pretty much anybody? You shake them down a little bit. I mean, your roles. They're good roles.
Yeah, well, I've been in many of those movies through my career, which started in A Bronx Tale.
Right,
yeah.
1993.
Yes.
Yep.
Sir.
And then Sopranos, we saw you for a few years there.
Yes. Yeah, it was great to be on that show, work with some amazing people.
Yeah.
Well, I think Bronx Tale is like just collectively a favorite, especially around here.
Oh, absolutely. And which is thrilling for me is to have Chaz Palminteri, who I was part of the movie when I just started and only had like a few lines, and then to have him as a character in my show, it's a dream come true.
Yeah.
All right, so bring us up to speed for people who are just discovering Gravesend, because it's a great series. You can go binge on Amazon, and now I know seasons 1 and 2 on Amazon. What's the story? I know we go back to the 1980s.
Yeah, it's about Brooklyn in the 80s. It's about a character named Benny Zoletta. They call him Benny Z. And he's a soldier in the Colezo crime family, and he deals with the people below him, the people above him. It's really, when you think of a lot of times of the mob stories, it's always kind of focuses on like the boss. You don't really see the guys in the trenches, and Benny is in the trenches and has a lot going on and trying to handle situations, which if you knew what it was like there in the 80s, in the John Gotti heyday of organized crime, that's when the guys were like in front of the social clubs, and it was very prominent, and he's handling all of that type of stuff. But it's not just about the mob, it's about that time and what it was like to be in Brooklyn and New York in the 80s.
It's all the pop culture around, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, the music and everything.
The nightclubs, the cars that were so shiny, and how people cruised in their cars, and just the great music from that time period. It was, and just hanging out on the stoop and talking, like the stoop was like Facebook, because everyone congregated in the streets and hung out, and we show all of that.
What did you do to research that time?
Well, I had a lot of movies. Saturday Night Fever is my favorite movie. So, and that time period of what it was like. I mean, if you think about Brooklyn in that time with Welcome Back, Kotter.
I was just thinking that the intro of Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah. Yep.
And just what it was like back then. And then to bring up Welcome Back, Kotter, I worked with John Travolta too, which was amazing. In the Gotti movie, I played Sammy the Bull. He played John Gotti, and for me, what was a big highlight in my life was that John Travolta came back to Brooklyn when the Gotti movie came out, and I took him back to the original pizzeria where he got the first 2 slices, walking with the paint can, Lenny's Pizza.
Wow.
So I had 10,000 people in the street standing on the stage with John Travolta in the neighborhood I grew up in.
Wow.
That's
What
cool.
pizzeria is that?
It was called Lenny's Pizzeria, and unfortunately it closed last year, and I got the last 2 slices of it.
No way.
Yeah, on 86th Street.
Did you
right
eat
on
it,
the-
or is it
Yeah,
framed
it's
somewhere?
in a
great.
freezer. No, you ate it?
Yeah. It was 2 great slices.
By the way, you're all Brooklyned out. You got the Made in Brooklyn sweatshirt and the Made in, what is it, a Brooklyn cup you
Well,
have?
this is from the show.
Oh, that's
cup.
from the show. Look at that.
But I have a clothing brand. It's called Brooklyn Brand.
Really?
And this is one of my styles, and that you could get our clothing at www.mybrooklynbrand.com, and it's all Brooklyn stuff, from sweats to everything Brooklyn, which is a brand. That's why I started. I felt like the name Brooklyn was just so popular, and the people that wear it are the brand, Brooklyn Brand. So
Yeah.
we do well with that, thank God. It's and we introduced it in the show, as a matter of fact, too.
Yeah, well, if we follow you on social, there's great links for the for the Brooklyn garb.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it'll be
exactly.
easy.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. Yes.
It'll be easy to find that way. And just also, because I got a little confused with your series being on Amazon, it's also on Tubi.
The
Is
first season's on Tubi as
Okay.
well, but it's primarily yes, the first season's on Tubi as well, which is a very popular network now. There's so
Yeah, I
much.
like it.
Tubi like blew
Mhm.
up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And Amazon Prime, which we've been trending very high on that since the show came out. It came out on the 30th of June. Our fan base has grown tremendously in the last few months. We keep getting more fans and people. There's really, I think there was a void from the Sopranos.
Mm-hmm.
The people missed that, and it seems like the Italian mafia will always sell.
Right.
People are always interested in it.
There is definitely a fascination.
Well, the fact that we're New York's Christmas station, are you saying you want to hear Dominic the Donkey?
Yeah, I love that.
Right?
Of course.
That's probably our most requested song,
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
absolutely.
that's a classic.
And your station, I have to say, I'm really honored to be here because I've listened to this station since I'm a kid, and I love the old school, the really great music that you guys play. It's amazing. I'm really honored to be a part of.
We're honored to have you here, man.
106.7.
Thank you.
Really.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Cubby was a big part of KTU as well. Which
Yeah,
I
you were a
know
big
got,
you
got to mention.
I know
Mhm.
KTU got mentioned a lot, right?
Yeah, well, Hollywood's my buddy. Yeah.
Right.
So you were with KTU for what?
Well, I was in KTU like from 06 to 5 years ago, but the KTU you're thinking of probably is 92 KTU,
Mhm.
80s, 90s, right?
Of course. Well, Joe Corsi's my good friend, too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Bro, those are the days right there.
Oh, my God. Those
Yep.
were the days. And 106.7 was on and at that time, too. What
We
year?
were a
It was
different
on,
kind of
yeah.
106.7. We were
Right.
more of the elevator music back then.
Right.
It was almost all instrumentals and
Uh-huh.
Kenny G and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
we've evolved over the years, yes. And now we play a lot of the 80s music.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, where can people find you? I guess Instagram the most?
Yeah, Instagram mostly. I'm on Instagram. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
And when
yeah.
is, I know you got the green light for season 3.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
When is that going to happen? Do you
We're
know?
going to start shooting in the spring.
Nice.
In the spring of
He said shooting.
2020.
Hearing his voice say shooting just scares me.
He's like yeah. The camera.
Final question, Sopranos, the ending, what happened? What do you think? Everyone has their opinion.
I
Don't Stop Believing, and then boom, dark. What happened?
I believe in my mind that if James didn't pass away, there would have been a movie. And I felt like that years later, they probably would have been a movie. So I think that he just left it open. I don't think he died. I really don't think he died because there was too, if you think about it, the fan base was insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he just left it open. But I was screaming at my television.
Oh, we all were. What a time for cable to go out. Yeah, remember that?
How
I know.
insane.
Yeah.
Insane was like, and when you look back at it, like I think it was genius because some people were upset, that they didn't get to see him die or go to jail, or I think he left it like that was like a genius ending.
It was because 16 years later, we're still
We're
talking
about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I always felt it
Exactly.
was just like, okay, we're done. We don't get to see any more of Tony Soprano's life. Like, I thought it was, you guys don't get to watch anymore, like that. Like, I didn't think that it meant his death. That was just
Yes.
my interpretation.
Yeah,
at the time.
I agree, and I just to be part of that show, and to speak about something that as the years went on, the fan base still keeps growing even with that. It was just an amazing that changed cable TV.
It really did.
yeah.
It
And
really did.
did it inspire you? to feel too-
Absolutely.
Because you're
I
a
learned-
writer behind this series.
Yeah, I
Did
wrote
you?
and directed all the episodes
That's
of
amazing.
my show. I learned so much. I always I worked with such great people. I'm honored and blessed to be part of that. And I have some of those cast members in Gravesend. Tony Darrow and Vinny Pastore, who both are in Gravesend as well.
Wow. Again, that's on Amazon Prime. And, of course, tell people the website to buy all the Brooklyn stuff.
www.mybrooklynbrand.com. If you are a fan of Brooklyn or from Brooklyn, which so many people at one point lived in Brooklyn, you'll love the stuff we have in our attire and fashion.
Can a Jersey girl whose mom is from Brooklyn wear one of those
Absolutely.
hoodies? Okay, thank you.
Your mom's from Brooklyn. What part?
Well, Bushwick.
Okay, great. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're big
Absolutely.
fans and continued success. William DeMeo, appreciate you stopping by Light FM.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
106.7 Lights FM.